Hello, people. Part two of the Bible. I know, but I like talking about books and stuff. I'm sure it bores some of you, but you know what? It doesn't bore me. But, people don't give me ideas for this thing other than one or two people, so I'm doing what I want to do. I should actually, one of these days, tell people I'm on live. They can ask me questions on live. Because it is, I am live. But anyway, on to the books. I got this one because of the Philemon commentary. Well, that in fact is a book. Doctrines and practice in the early church. They're pretty good. I read parts of it. I like this book. Let me just turn the light on. There we go. But yes, that's like an interesting book. I'll use it for the Philemon commentary. Well, let's just take care of these first. This is a good author for Greek, Roman, and ancient Mediterranean history. When it comes to biblical subjects, he's good. He doesn't believe in the Bible. He doesn't. Well, he's dead, but he doesn't believe in the Bible. He doesn't subscribe to the Book of Acts as being history. But for the most part, he's done one also on St. Paul. It's not bad. He's good at it. He's a good author. It's a good book. Just remember, you're reading a book by someone who doesn't believe a lot of what the Bible says about these people. He's a historian. He's an ancient Mediterranean historian. And he's very good. His Roman history is very good. His Roman and Greek stuff is very good. So I do recommend him. I do have his on Paul. There's Billy Martin, another baseball book. I was going to New York City the day he died. That's how I remember where I was, what I was about to do. It was the day I was going to go to Manhattan to visit my cousin Alan, and I think he's still married to Tanya. I think he's still married to Tanya. But yeah, he died on the same day that I was, or was the day before. That's right. I was going to spend the New Year's Eve there, New Year's Eve in Manhattan. But yes, I find him interesting. I've always liked Billy Martin. I think he belongs in the Hall of Fame. Mainly because he's Billy Martin. If Leo DeRocher can get into the Hall of Fame, Billy Martin belongs in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, I remember. He was an interesting character. He was interesting. Then there's Bogart. Who doesn't like Humphrey Bogart? I've read another book on Bogey. Not this one. I had another one, but I've got that one out. This is another good book. Well, I like Bogart. I've always liked him. Who doesn't like him? Come on. It's Humphrey Bogart. It's Maltese Falcon. Now let's go through these books. Well, I'm having to really organize. My favorite Miami Dolphin, Bob Reese, in the perfect season of 72. I was a Dolphin fan, mainly because it was the only team in Miami at the time. So I was a Dolphin fan way back before the perfect season. But I do like Bob Reese. I always have. If Mom is watching this video, she'll recognize this book because she got me the original copy when it came out. This isn't that copy, unfortunately. It is signed by somebody, but it's for somebody else. But I remember reading this book as a kid because my mom got it for me. Then we got a book on the Miami Dolphin perfect season. If Tom Brady had won that Super Bowl against the Giants in their almost perfect season, I would not have minded it. If of all the football players, I wouldn't mind having a perfect season, or at least tying the record, would be any team that Tom Brady is on. But my Dolphins, perfect season. They beat the Redskins, barely. But yes, another excellent book. Another book on biblical subject. More, Sorry, people. I believe John wrote the last part of Mark. Mark wrote the last part of that book. I'm sorry. This book talks about that. I hear Penny coming. She'll probably want to take a walk. Not yet, Penny. Not yet. I know. My dog, people. I'm being stared at by my dog. But I'm in the middle of something, Penny. Penny, give me at least till 7:30. That solves nothing. Anyway, book on philosophy. I like this book. I have one on religion too. It's an excellent book. In a moment, Penny. She just walked out sulking. She'll be fine. But anyway, I like this series. The philosophy in 90-minute books. I have one on Plato. I got one on Hume. I got one on Descartes. I got one on Socrates in there somewhere. Where is that book? Anyway, I do have one. I used to have a whole bunch of them, but I have to start all over because, for reasons. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I do like the Miami Dolphins. I've always been a Dolphin fan. I'll always be a Dolphin fan. I'm not about to change that. I've been a Dolphin fan forever. I don't like the Minnesota Twins. I'm Vikings. I like the Twins. I don't like the Vikings. I'm not a Viking fan. I have never been a Viking fan. I will never be a Viking fan. Let's see. But hopefully, if Mom is watching this video, she'll recognize the Winning Edge book. I found it though. I'd order it, but hey, that's cool. I remember my Dolphins losing to the Redskins and losing to the 49ers. The damn Marino Dolphins. But my Dolphins, the Bob Greasy Dolphins, beat the Vikings in the Super Bowl. Yay. I like to remind Viking fans of that every time I get a chance to. Anyway. I got this book 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. Whenever Wednesday was. I needed more books on the Fine Lehman commentary project. I like this author. He's a very good author. Roman history. Pax Romana, War, Peace, and the Conquest in the Roman World. Excellent book. Excellent author. I like him. If you want to read Roman history, it would be one of the top 3 I would recommend. Would be Adrian Goldsworthy. He's very good. Then there's The Age of Gladiators, another book I bought from my Philemon research, and because, like all the other books, I buy because I want to. All these books pretty much were at half-price bookstore. Very few of them were from thrift books. I mean, this book cost me $2. Okay. I think it was $2. It was either 2 or 3. I needed this book when I was doing my last short story. That's same 2 sides of the same coin. I just needed books on research purpose. I will book my biggest rationale for buying the book. Research. Gotta rationalize it somehow. But anyway, excellent book. What it is anyway. He's a good author, Christopher Hibbert. He's written a lot of books I like. I like a lot of his books on, I'm drawing a blank, but excellent author, excellent historian. Let's see, the names are few. Okay. He's written some on Napoleon. He's written some on Nelson. He's written some on Wellington, Queen Victoria. Very good author. I like him. Thomas Aquinas. Should always have at least a few books on Mr. Aquinas of the medieval thinker series. Interesting guy. Another Jeff Scherer book. This is which one is this? This is indeed a, is it? No, this is the Italian campaign. This is for the Italian campaign of his trilogy. One of his trilogies, anyway. He likes to write trilogies. And I got a book on the history of the French. I know I give the French a hard time about certain things, but they do have an interesting history. I like all history. So another excellent book worth reading. I think I just bought it because I wanted to buy it. I had no particular reason. It had nothing to do with research. It was there. I was there. It was bound to happen. Galileo. I read this book a long time. I think I read this book when I was taking astronomy in Valencia Community College in Orlando. It's a good book. I like this book. He also wrote one on the Defenders of the Faith during the Reformation with, Henry wanting, went off to, do his own thing. French Foreign Legion. If I remember correctly, my history group did this book. If I remember correctly, I know we did his book on the conquest of Morocco and the conquest of Sahara. I know we did those two books, but we might not have done this one. We might have referenced this one in the other two books I mentioned. The Conquest of Sahara and The Conquest of Morocco. Also two very good books. I know we did those at the history group meeting. The Poison King, The Life and Legend of Mithridates, Rome's Deadliest Enemy. Interesting book. Anything related to Roman history I'll read, even if it's the enemies of Rome, I like it. It's a fascinating subject, the Roman Empire. That's going to fall over at some point, because it can. That's what it will do. Running out of room. That's the other reason why I'm trying to get rid of this mess, because I'm running out of room back here. The Ashes of Glory, Richmond in the War, The Civil War, another excellent author. Not as good as Stephen Sears, though. I think Stephen Sears is one of the better ones. And Shelby Foote. The Lance and the Shield, Sitting Bull. Robert Utley's a good author. I like him. Excellent book on the Native Americans, Sitting Bull, all that tragedy and such. There's another book I bought for my Philemon commentary. Well, this one I literally bought for the Philemon commentary. There would have been no other reason for me to buy this book. I needed to know a few things, so. I know there are these things called libraries, but I don't like libraries. They want me to return the books. I think that's silly. I don't want to return the books. But I just bought this because it was $2. I thought it'd be interesting. Judah B. Benjamin, the Jewish Confederates. We're everywhere. We are everywhere. I have another book about on him too over there somewhere. Here's another book. Blood and Thunder, the Epic of the American West. Another good book. It is a fascinating history of the West. Heroic, tragic, all kinds, every single human, good, bad, ugly you can come up with. That's an interesting one. We got biography of Walt Disney. I think if he knew what Disney was becoming now these days, I think he'd scream, because they're no longer the same company of this man. I mean, what they've become now is, I'm not sure what they've become, but they're certainly not the Disney of this man. They turned that company into a political, whatever you want to call it. Book on the Battle of Waterloo. Another good author. We did this book in my history group too. I think we did Blood and Thunder too. I think before the pandemic. Anyway, I bought this book to help with my writing of my mystery. I'm still plotting through. But hopefully it'll do some good. I mean, never hurts to have books like that. Running out of room. This is what happens when you can't go past a bookstore. This guy, interesting book, except not one single thing in this book is the Jesus you're going to read in the Bible. This was written by a Muslim who converted to Christianity and then reverted back to being a Muslim, but doesn't believe in either one of them and seems to just think that anyway, but you can read this book. It's interesting. I found it interesting, but this Jesus was not the one in the Bible. This is one who He was normal. Normal. He was a human. He had all the foibles of a human. He was not the Jesus of the Bible. Interesting book. I mean, I found it interesting. It's just like a lot of authors of today. They interject their own politics, their own thoughts, and their own whatever into it. And it becomes a book more about why they don't believe the Bible than why they do believe the Bible. But anyway, okay, it's almost done, I promise. We're getting there. Only two more to go. History of philosophy. I just needed that's why I got the philosophy books, is because I need some quick reference material for certain things I've been doing lately, or at least some ideas I have. Anyway, I've never had this book before, so should be okay. Hopefully. Then the practical botanist, mainly because I used to have this book in Florida, and I always found it interesting, and it might be useful for research purposes. I will blame everything on research, people. To me, research is the greatest excuse you'll ever have to buying a book. And I will use it, and I will continue to use it as an excuse. Why not? I gotta put all this stuff away. But, wait a minute. I think it's funny. One human being can have so many books. But anyway, now I gotta find places in this room for them all. But that's half the fun. That's half the fun. Yeah, I say with gritted teeth. Actually, I don't mind it, actually. I'll find one. Anyway. Well, those are all the other books I got in the last few weeks. And it took about the same amount of time as the other video was to do this. I like talking about books. I find them interesting because somebody sat down and wrote something, trying to get their ideas across, thoughts, history. I've been a reader my whole life. I can't fathom not being a book guy. I just can't. I know. Penny's making noise out there, and she wants to go for a walk. And it's usually about this time I take her for a walk. It's not really her fault. She's used to the routine. But those are the books I've gotten since the last book review video I did. I mean, yeah, there's an odd assortment. But I like books, and I can't help it. I probably could help it by not bringing money with me when I go somewhere. That would be helpful. But I literally do use them, though, a lot of times. A lot of them will be used for research. I mean, the books on philosophy will be. This one will be. The book on the other philosophy one. Well, the Dolphins, because that is my team. I've always been a Dolphin fan. I've never not been a Dolphin fan. I'll be a Packer fan when they're playing the Vikings, just to irritate the Vikings. You gotta irritate them. And remind them who's won a Super Bowl, who hasn't. Now I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put all this stuff. It won't be that hard. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I know. One of these days, all this stuff's gonna collapse in on me, and I'm gonna die by being buried alive under books. What a way to go! But anyway, I think somebody just buzzed me again. I mean, I really do think society is destroying itself. Nope. It's making books. I mean, I'm sorry. I see people walking around and their head like this, looking at a screen, and they look burnt. They look mindless. They look unemotional. They look detached. They look like a meteorite could go by, and I don't think they'd notice. Sorry, I like books. I collect books that haven't been read in a long time. Just like that Christ in Concrete book. It's a novel. Guarantee you, very few people read it anymore. But somebody sat down and wrote it. That's kind of the reason why I collect books too. Is somebody sat down and created something. That's one of the reasons I collect books, is people did something. They created something from ideas and pen and paper and ink and typewriters and now computers. But I mean, yeah, it's rationalizing. Like my story, two sides of the same coin. Excuse me. It was a busy day at work today. But I, I'm thinking. When I think, I look off into the distance. So I think. But I like books. Sorry. I like reviewing them. I like doing this. If it bores you, I'm sorry. But I think reading is a dying art form. I think too many things are electronic. We're drowning in electronic crap, and real things worth reading are drowning and being just simply. I mean, politics has destroyed everything. Everything it touches. Ideology is more important than creativity anymore. And I'm going on a tangent. I don't want to go on a tangent. Not in this video, anyway. So I am going to post this. Have a good day. Behave yourselves, people, because as I said before, I'm not going to. I have no intention to, and I don't know how. Besides, it's boring anyway. Later. Later, later.